Thank you for taking the time to come to this webinar. We appreciate the time that you're taking to attend. Today's webinar is about AI, the impact of AI on the lives of Canadians, or for that matter, people all over the world. Now, AI has certainly impacted so many aspects of our lives, from the way we shop, to the way we travel, and of course, to the way we invest, make investments. So this webinar will talk about the influence of AI on the investment habits of Canadians. You know, regardless whether you think AI is a great thing or you're concerned about what AI can do, the fact of the matter is AI is here, and it is the usage rate of AI is happening at light speed. Let me just give you some examples. ChatGPT, the user base of this program has grew by almost 10,000% in just 60 days. What's even more, I think, incredible is that my father, who is in his mid-80s now, this is a man who still goes to the bank to withdraw cash because he doesn't trust the ATM machine. Even him is talking about AI. And most recently, I showed him ChatGPT, and he was totally mesmerized by what it could do. We have cars that are able to drive itself now. And of course, within the world of investments, we have robo-advisors that are changing the way we manage our investments. So in this presentation, we'd like to talk to you about the following 5 points. The first thing is we want to make the point, why is it important for you to understand online investors, or in particularly robo-advisors? Why is it important for you to know to understand who they are? The second point is we will tell you who are the people that are investing online and using robo-advisor account. In addition, we also will tell you why they choose those particular type of services. The third topic is very important. That is, we look at the satisfaction of clients of online brokerage firms, the clients of robo-advisor. How satisfied are they with the services they are getting? And what you shall see is that there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between expectation and reality. So we will tell you in detail where those gaps are and what the various players within the industry could do to narrow those gaps. The next thing we want to talk about is the role of the 5 banks in each of the 2 areas, online brokerage and robo-advisors. How well developed are the big 5 banks in each of those areas? And then we will conclude the presentation by looking forward, looking into the future, and says what's in store for Canadians as robo-advisor continues to evolve. The sources for this presentation is largely comes from 2 different studies that we have at Ipsos. Most of what you're about to see comes from this study here, the Online Investor Study. This is a study that we've been running for a very long time, well over 20 years. This is an annual study that involving around 2,500 Canadians. All have to be at least 18 years or older and have at least $1,000 in investable assets. Some of the major content that's covered by this study includes, so what was the reason why some Canadians want to invest online? What are the reasons why someone choose one online brokerage firm over another? A key topic that's covered by this study is what's happening in the competitive landscape. It's a very competitive market. So this study will tell you who's doing well, who's not doing so well, what do clients think of them, how satisfied are they, and more importantly, what are the drivers of satisfaction? This study also talks about switching, which is another key topic because people do switch, and what are the reasons for switching? The second study that's used for this presentation is the Canadian Financial Monitor, or better known as CFM. This is a large GenPop study that talks about a wide spectrum of financial topics, including how Canadians bank, financial literacy, how Canadians feel about their financial situations, how they pay for things. So these are the two studies that was used for this presentation. Before we get started, just want to quickly tell you, define two terms that you will hear us use throughout this presentation. The first is self-directed investors. So what do we mean by this? Well, these are investors who are by nature more independent. They make their own decision in terms of selecting the investments they want to choose, the buying, the selling of securities. All they do themselves. Now, some of these investors may work with an advisor, some of them work independently, but in the end, the key thing is the investor makes the decision as to what to do after consulting advisors. Okay. Another term that we like to talk about is robo-advisor investors. These are quite different type of investors. So these are investors that says, leave it all to robo-advisors. All they have to do is say, okay, these are my financial goals. This is my risk tolerances. This is my investment time horizons. This is how much money I have to invest. And then the robo-advisors will create the portfolio based on those questions and will continue to monitor going forward. So these are the two different models that you will hear us use throughout this presentation. Topic number one. Why is it important for Canadians to understand online investors and in particular robo-advisors? At this point, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Luisa Berga. Luisa and I, we are colleagues. We are part of the financial syndicated team. Together, we manage a series of studies that were used for this presentation. So over to you, Luisa.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's start with the presentation. The investment landscape has indeed undergone significant changes in recent years. The emergence of an online investing platform has attracted investors across all generations. However, it is evident that younger Canadians are increasingly attracted to online investing. As technology advances and digital solutions become more prevalent, younger investor generations find online investing a more appealing option. The accessibility, convenience, and user-friendly interfaces offered by online investment platforms resonate with them. Here, we delve into the penetration of RoboAdvisor users. While it is not yet widely adopted in Canada, its penetration has steadily increased. In fact, over the last 3 years, the penetration of RoboAdvisor accounts has risen by 3 percentage points. This growth in RoboAdvisor usage can be primarily attributed to Gen Z and millennials investors. Those younger generations have relied more on robo-advisor services to make investment decisions. While robo-advisors may not be mainstream, their growth and the demographic shift in investors' preference indicate the rising significance in the Canadian investment market. We believe the future of investing lies in online platforms. And why is that? The demographic of investors are shifting. Younger generations will outnumber the boomer generations within the next 6 years, around 2029. These younger investors have grown up in a digital world and are more familiar and comfortable with artificial intelligence technology. They have adapted quickly to online platforms and are more likely to embrace artificial intelligence-driven solutions for their investing needs. Understanding online investors' characteristics and motivations and investment preference is crucial for financial institutions catering to these evolving demographics. So who are using online self-directed and robo-advisor accounts and why? Let's look at the main demographic differences between these investors. Let's start with traditional investors. In this group, we have included investors who do not use any online brokerage service at all, either self-directed or robo-advisors. These investors, usually on the older side, like to keep their investment game strong with the help of financial advisors. They have a gender distribution that align with the general population, with roughly equal number of men and women. Around half of them have university studies and university education, but typically they have smaller financial assets than investors using online platforms. Online self-directed investors are also older, but they prefer to manage their finance independently. They are predominantly male and have higher level of education, with most of them having a university degree. They have more significant financial assets and are considered seasoned and educated investors. Robo-advisor users are also predominantly male, highly educated, but they are younger. They are just entering the investment market and want the assistance of financial advisors to manage their finance. The average of their financial assets is between the average of the two previous groups. By recognizing these characteristics, institutions can provide the tools and support to serve their clients effectively. Why do investors open an online brokerage account? The reasons are similar between these two groups of investors, between self-directed and robo-advisors investors. In the survey, we have a long list of reasons that we have grouped into four major themes. Firstly, some investors open online accounts for greater control over their investment decisions. We suggest a desire for independence and a hands-on approach to managing their portfolios. Secondly, investors are also attracted to online brokerage accounts because they enjoy the process of investing and learning about financial markets. As we will see later, they have a high level of interest and engagement in the investment process. Thirdly, some individuals with fewer assets might choose online brokerage accounts because they perceive that a traditional financial advisor will not consider them. These investors feel their limited resources are a barrier to accessing traditional advisory services, so online platforms become an option for smaller investors. Finally, cost considerations play a role in investors' decision to open an online brokerage account. These platforms offers fees that are lower than the fees associated with traditional investment options. So many investors prefer, for that reason, to open an online brokerage account with them. When probing into the second theme, there is a noteworthy distinction between the self-directed and robo-advisor investors. The latter group, which includes individuals beginning to learn to invest, express a higher interest in educational resources and support provided by the RoboAdvisor platform. Financial institutions must understand investors' motivation and tailor their online brokerage services accordingly. After deciding to invest online, how do they choose the brokerage firm they will primarily use? Self-directed investors and robo-advisor users agree that the following factors have top relevance. Firstly, they look at the costs associated with the service. This includes fees for transactions, account maintenance, and other charges. Secondly, investors consider the selection of accounts and investment options available on the platform. They want access to various investment products that will align with their financial goals. Additionally, they want a user-friendly interface that makes navigating and executing trades hassle-free. For those with a self-directed account, connecting to their existing bank and investment accounts at the same financial institution is important. This provides convenience and streamlines their financial management. On the other hand, RoboAdvisor users also consider whether the brokerage firm offers a user-friendly app for investing on the go. They also consider the tools and support provided by the platform to build and manage their investment portfolios. Financial institutions should take note of these factors and ensure that their platforms meet the expectation of investors in terms of cost, selection of accounts and investment products, and ease of use. While online investors are shaping the future of investment, it is essential to recognize that traditional investment methods and institutions still significantly influence the market. We ask online investors if they are using traditional investment firms. Almost half of self-directed investors and 3/4 of RoboAdvisor investors have also a traditional investment account. They are not investing only online. They're investing in both channels, which indicates that they maintain a diversified portfolio using both online and traditional investment avenues. Furthermore, more than half of online investors have a financial advisors. This highlights the continued importance of financial advisors in guiding investment decisions even among those who embrace online investment platforms. However, a noteworthy trend is that online investors tend to keep most of their assets in their online investment accounts, which suggests a growing confidence and trust in the capabilities and advantage offered by online platforms. While online investing is on the rise, traditional investment methods and institutions still play a significant role in the investment landscape. Investors are using a balanced approach, but using both online and traditional channels while seeking guidance from financial advisors. As we mentioned earlier, these investors have a strong interest in investing and enjoying learning about it. This is evident in the fact that almost half of them find the time to review their investment regularly. They are committed to staying informed and actively managing their portfolio. We have observed that self-directed investors are generally older, which means that they have had more learning opportunities and experience in the investment world. Consequently, they tend to understand investing and find it less confusing. Only 23% of the self-directed investors consider investing a little bit confusing. On the other hand, RoboAdvisor investors are typically young investors who are entering the world of investing. As newcomers to this domain, they might find investing confusing and require more support to navigate the various products and rules. In fact, almost half of them express this sentiment. This presents an opportunity to financial institutions looking to attract investors. They can prioritize providing guidance and resources to help young investors improve their investment knowledge and feel more comfortable in investing. By offering educational material and personalized support, financial institutions can empower these individuals and make well-informed investment decisions and build their confidence in managing their financial future. So now that we have discussed the characteristics and preference of online investors, it is important to analyze the satisfaction levels with their service providers. In general, it is found that 2/3 of online investors are satisfied with the service they receive from their online broker service. However, when looking at investors using RoboAdvisor services, it has been found that they tend to be less happy with the service that the people who use a self-directed account. So what improvement do investors expect in their service? Let's first look at the results among those with a self-directed account. In the survey, we asked them about the importance of various service features when choosing a supplier. We asked them to rate the satisfaction with those service features. In this slide, we focus on the most important aspects and where are the most significant gaps between expectations and satisfaction. An easy-to-use platform, a wide selection of investment options, and access to material that provide insights into the investment market situation are essential for self-directed investors. Unfortunately, many of them are dissatisfied with these features. Additionally, self-directed investors choose these investment channels to save on costs compared to traditional firms. Even though online investment fees are lower than traditional investment accounts, investor satisfaction with these fees is low. These findings suggest that self-directed firms must consider enhancing platform usability, expanding investment options, improving educational resources, and addressing the fee value perception. What improvement do investors with RoboAdvisor accounts expect in their service? Young investors have high expectations for RoboAdvisor services, particularly in terms of improving their investing knowledge. Unfortunately, there are significant gaps in satisfactions regarding planning tools, market information, and educational material provided by RoboAdvisor platforms. These gaps hinder young investors' ability to learn and acquire the information required for successful investing. Addressing these shortcomings and enhancing the educational resources and tools available can significantly improve the satisfaction levels of young investors using RoboAdvisor services. What channels do investors believe will provide the best performance on their investments? Most self-directed investors believe they get better performance in their self-directed accounts. However, RoboAdvisor users have encountered a significant disparity between user expectation and the actual experience. 4 in 10 believe will get a better performance if they manage their investment with a self-directed account and by themselves. While these platforms are designed to automatically rebalance investment portfolio based on market conditions and predefined asset allocation targets, users often experience disappointment due to the limitation, particularly in the slow adaptation to dynamic market conditions. These limitations have led users to perceive that RoboAdvisor firms do not outperform self-directed accounts. As a consequence, a third of RoboAdvisor users express their intention to switch from their current account to a self-directed account. This trend reflects the dissatisfaction of RoboAdvisor users and also the desire for greater control and involvement in their investment decisions. Big five banks have different roles in the two subsegments of online investment markets. So how strong is the presence in the online investment markets? In the self-directed segment, the big five banks have a strong presence. 73% of the self-directed investors have an account in the big five banks, and 2/3 consider one of the big five bank self-directed service as their primary provider. This indicates that these banks have successfully established themselves as key players in this segment of the online investment market. In contrast, they have a relatively minor presence in the robo-advisor market segment. This could indicate that other financial institutions have gained more prominence and preference among robo-advisor users. And yes, these firms are Questrade and Wealthsimple. In the last 3 years, the usage of this company has increased by around 5 points among Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X investors who opt for robo-advisor services. Throughout this webinar, we have delved into the characteristics and preference of online investors and their satisfaction levels with their service providers. To conclude this session, Michael will focus on the future of artificial intelligence in the investing world. Michael, all yours.
Thank you, Luisa. As we look forward and as we continue to anticipate that AI will become more and more sophisticated, one of the questions that investors will be asking is, will someday there will be no need for human financial advisors? Would that day become a reality someday? Well, I don't think so. I think there will always be a case where human advisors will play a role, particularly when the matter is of greater complexity. You know, computers are fast, they're incredibly accurate, but the question is, are they intelligent? Maybe someday they will be intelligent, but I don't think they are right now. And in the world of wealth management, the ability to use judgment, reasoning is very important. And I don't think that is an area where AI in today's day anyway, are quite there yet. So for this reason, I believe that there still be a need for human advisors. Now, we've seen this before. If we look back 30 years ago, when the online banking was first introduced, there was some talk about, could this be the end of branches? No more bank tellers, everything will be done electronically. Well, clearly, that's not the case. Yes, fewer Canadians are going to the branches. That is true. But the use of branch is still significant level. There's still a lot of branches remaining. Now, what's changed is what can you do in a branch now and versus 30 years ago? That has changed. What does a branch look like? That also has changed. But the need for human interaction is still important, and that's why we still have branches. And I think that's the same logic for financial advisors, even though robo-advisors will continue to increase their capability. So the ideal situation then is to adopt a hybrid approach where both robo-advisors and human advisors can happily coexist. The ideal situation would be something like this. So for somebody who's just starting out, like the younger advisors, the robo-advisors might be the ideal point of entry because they're just starting out. Their financial situation is still simple. and they're eager to learn about investing, and that's sort of all that sort can be handled by robo-advisors today. But in order for robo-advisors to enjoy continued success in attracting customers, certain things needs to happen. Louisa alluded in her presentation, there are gaps. So what does robo-advisors need to do to narrow the gap? Well, the first thing is got to deliver better value, right? Especially in today's environment when there's high inflation, people demand value. We see this across wide variety of products, not just in investments. We see this in other financial services products as well. Credit cards, day-to-day banking, they all want values. Like, okay, I don't mind paying you a fee, but what do I get in return? In the world of investments, returns are very important. Right now, as Luisa mentioned, most robo-advisors don't beat the market. So what can be done to kind of change that perceptions that, yes, robo-advisors can do better, maybe even to outperform the market. So that is probably needs some rethinking about the algorithm used for asset allocation, right? The third is because many of the users of robo-advisors tend to be younger, there's a need to desire to want to learn. So for that, they want access to better informational tool, education material, information about the market, various planning tools. So these are the three areas that moving forward, robo-advisors need to focus on. Next. Now, for investors who are more experienced, the online platform is more ideal. They have mastered certain basic knowledge about how to invest. They may have a financial advisors helping them. So this platform is most suitable for those type of investors. Now, there are also gaps in this platform as well. Here are some of the gaps that online brokerage firms need to focus on. The first, again, is deliver better value, right? So better value is a common theme that needs to be addressed across all spectrum of financial services. In the online brokerage world, user interface is important, as so as the access to a wide, comprehensive array of investments, as well as timely market information, because these investors tend to be more independent. They tend to make their own decisions, but for that, they need information, which is crucial. Okay? No doubt this technology, this AI technology is very exciting. It has tremendous capability to transform the lives of mankind, both in the positive and in the negative. Now, a few things that we need to be taking into consideration when thinking about AI is, as AI continue to develop, we need to stop and pause and examine its impact on our privacy, on our security, on our job, and basically the general welfare of mankind. We need to stop and pause because, if we don't do that, this technology with its huge ability to transform things could be misused. Okay, next. Before we conclude this webinar, we just like to make a quick announcement. At this time, we are putting in place plans to run the 2023 edition of the online investor study that was used for this presentation. So this study will be of interest to anyone who's interested in understanding what's happening in the online brokerage world, what's happening with the robo-advisors. If you want to know, if you have an interest in understanding who are the key players in each of those category, what are they doing well, what are some of the challenges they need to focus on, this study is definitely could help you. So this is a study that will be launching in September. Results will be ready by end of the year. So thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time to attend this webinar. We hope you find the content of meaningful. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.